us. We have Toby from the Village Data Analytics. Please welcome Toby to the stage.
That warm introduction. I feel like Jenny from the block now. We all live hyper-connected lives. We order our food at Lieferando, we use our phone all the time, hopefully not now, and we probably don't find the way to the train station without using Google Maps, and that's worth a try, probably. Now, let me take you to a very different world, and you have to imagine for a moment a world that is largely unmapped and very data scarce, and therefore pretty dark. Thanks. This is the world where about 2 billion people live in the rural villages of Africa and Asia. Now, this world is changing, however. Banks and e-commerce want to reach it. Companies like Orange want to provide internet. Engie wants to provide energy. That's the energy link. Dallmayr wants to buy more coffee from there. Governments and foundations want to provide more healthcare and education. Altogether, they want to invest in this frontier. Currently, as of today, about 40 billion euro every year. But how do you do that if you don't know much about the place? If you don't know where people are, what infrastructure there is, where marketplaces are? Now, my name is Tobias, and I'm a co-founder of Village Data Analytics, and we have built a data software to solve exactly this problem. Now, with Vida, as we call it for short, we identify villages, and we put information on these villages on a map. We make those villages visible, we make them comparable, and we make them investment ready. Now, that's through this process. For example, as you can see, we can identify how villages, how big they are, how they grow over time, how many houses there are, what kinds of houses, what kind of infrastructure. Do they have roads? Do they have electricity? What kind of risks are there around these villages? Climate risks, security risks. And we can do that anywhere in the world. Then, our customers, our users, take our village data and they add their own data sets. They add photographs, they add sensor data, they add survey data, for example, and much more. And so together, we're creating a picture of this village that really hasn't ever existed before for people who make decisions about investing there. We integrate ourselves into the workflow of our customers in this way. So we work with them from design to operations. And in that way, we unlock our business model, which is software as a service. We've went live with Village Data Analytics in February this year. And since then, we've worked in 15 countries, in 3 continents. And we've now got monthly revenues of 70,000 euro. You see, we're working with our customers, typically our businesses, banks, and government. With the World Bank, we have a long-term framework agreement that will take us to lots of countries. We started with Village Data Analytics in the field of energy access. And the first villages that we started working on are now up and running in Madagascar and Congo. And now our customers take us to new sectors. We start working on agriculture, on healthcare, and on telecommunications. We have built Vida to solve a fundamental impact problem. And that's what we're interested in. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been living and working in rural areas in India and Africa for the last 10 years. My co-founder, Nabin, over there, who's going to come on stage in a moment, has grown up in a village in Nepal himself. We and our entire team of software engineers and data scientists are driven by the belief that if we do not create a data infrastructure that allows us to make better, smarter, more standardized investment decisions into the remote villages in Africa and Asia, we will not achieve any of these goals. So, currently, we are in a fundraising process, so I'm reaching out to you investors in here. We're looking to raise 4 million, and with that, we want to make Vida the standard data software for remote village investment globally, and achieve our goal, which is that no village should be left in darkness by 2030. Thank you.
Yes, please, Naveen, co-founder. Naveen, welcome. So I want to know. Come on, guys. What's happening?
I can stand next to you.
Do this.
Try now. Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
Works.
Okay, right. What are you going to
Technology.
sing for us? All right, let's go. So I want to know then, what's the experience on the ground? So your customers are not the individuals who are in the communities. Your business model is to have the providers of these services, the World Bank and so forth, right? So what's it on the ground for, if I was a villager in one of your communities, what's the experience like for me? Is there like a drone coming and taking photos of me, or how's it working?
Do you want to?
Yeah, for most of our end users, or actually the community that we create impact, like the village where I grew in Nepal, what we do is actually we make them visible. And we bring, investment, the right kind of investment in the right thing to these villages anywhere in the world. So that's their benefit. Now, I think one of the key thing here is that we actually do collect data from the ground, from these villages, but we do not collect any personalized data. We collect data of the villages. Our unit is a village, and we are very cognizant. We do know that the ethics of the data is super important. And as Nicolas said, if the data and technology is not used properly, it can lead to bad results. Data can be used to do bad things. But we come from that market. We have seen bad things happening in different countries: extraction, exploitation, war. Everything has happened. And between Tobias, me, and all of our team, we're very clear that we will only allow the data to be used for the goodness of these communities.
Could the data be used for other assessments of, say, environmental, like deforestation, or is it, what kind of expansion could you use to perhaps measure on some of the SDGs or the ESG movement?
Yeah, so yes, the answer is yes. That's my short answer.
These two are so nice to each other. No, you go.
Yes, absolutely. So I think one of the magic things that we've decided, and we didn't really know about it in the beginning, was that we chose the village as our unit of analysis. Now everything, deforestation, sustainable agriculture, energy connection, all these things are linked together. And they work and unfold around a village. So yes, we're expanding into these other areas, and we want to use it for these other areas. Just one kind of comment on the data question. We're very aware that we are building a powerful machine here, and that can be potentially used for other purposes, right? We have made a decision to focus entirely on sustainable development goals and work only on that. But because that's our mission, we're also very clear in our conversations with, for example, potential investors, that that's our future path, and we do not want an investor that will sidetrack us from that path and ask us to go into other directions that we don't want to go into.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you
Yeah,
so
you're
much,
welcome.
guys.
Thank you,
Incredible.
everybody.